Welcome back to another episode of Amazing Kitchen. So today we'll be making something very special. It's called Chinese dumplings. Now this was requested by one of our subscribers. Alright, so we'll be making two types of dumplings today, and we have various types of ingredients today for our dumplings. So let's check what we have. We have some minced pork, we have some pork fat, garlic powder, white pepper powder, sesame oil, light soy sauce, oyster sauce, mushrooms, chives, spring onions, and some leafy greens, bok choy. So let's start right now. So to start this dish, for the dumplings to taste right, you don't want lean pork. So therefore we add some fat to it and mix it up. So we incorporate the fat and the pork together so that we get a nice juicy, soft and tender dumpling. Now let's start by adding our seasoning. We have garlic powder, just about half a teaspoon, and then we have about 1 teaspoon of white grounded pepper. We have 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. This adds a lot of flavor to this. Then 1 tablespoon of light soy sauce. Then we have about 1 tablespoon of oyster sauce. Then we can mix everything together. So once everything is mixed together, we can separate this into 2 bowls because we want 2 different types of dumplings. So one will have chives in it, the other one will have the other leafy green. So by adding the leafy greens and the chive to this mixture, it will add flavor as well as moisture to this entire dumpling. So when you bite into it, it's never dry. It's always juicy and tender. Great, now this is all mixed. Now we set this aside and let it marinate while we cut the rest of the vegetable. Let's start with our mushrooms. So I've soaked these mushrooms overnight, and what we have is we've softened them up. Now the center stem we do not want because it's quite chewy. So in this case, we don't want chewy stems in our dumpling to upset our flavor and texture. Then we have these mushrooms all nice and soft. So we dice them up into small little bite-sized pieces. Mushroom will add so much flavor and texture to this dumpling. It adds a bit of a chewiness to the whole mixture, because if you get some nice mushroom, it does not fall apart. It remains chewy throughout the cooking process. So make sure if you want nice dumplings, you get some nice quality Chinese mushrooms. Of course, you can find these at your local Chinese grocery store or at your dry food supplier. So we give these another fine chop. Great, now we can set those aside and chop the rest of our ingredients. We have some chives right here, not too much, you know, and same thing, we want to just give them a small dice. Great, so that is fine. Then we have our spring onion. We cut these. Now we dice these up also. Perfect. Now those are diced. Put those aside. Then we have the leafy greens. These have been washed ahead of time and dried because we don't want wet vegetable in our mixture. We want the natural liquid from our ingredients to seep into the dumpling and add flavor, but not diluted. So same with these, we just give them a fine chop into smaller pieces. Great. Now our leafy greens are complete. Now we get our pork and we separate it into 2 bowls and add these ingredients to it. I've separated the meat mixture into 2 bowls. As you can see, they're evenly distributed. But now we'll make 2 different types of dumplings today. So the first one is a very popular chive dumpling. So we add the chives to one, but not to the other. So this has a very distinct flavor in this dumpling. So all the chives go into that one. The spring onion is split in half between the 2. So obviously the leafy greens go to the other one that doesn't have the chive. Then we have the mushrooms. We will separate the mushrooms in 2 halves, and same, we sprinkle on both evenly. Great. Now we give this a quick mix. Incorporate the vegetable into this mixture, and we're ready to give this a wrapping. Okay, we're back now. Everything is mixed together. We have our dumpling skins ready to go. You can get these dumpling skins at your local Asian grocery store, or any grocery store should carry those. So we have 2 types here. We have the white color one and the yellow color one. So the difference is this one is alkaline and this one is non-alkaline. So it changes the texture slightly, as well as the nutrition facts that is in it. I believe the alkaline one has a lower calorie count, but of course it has an alkaline flavor to it that some people do not like. But for me, it doesn't matter. I like both. And then we have a bowl of water that is ready. So we'll use that for wrapping our dumpling. So let's start. I got a steamer right here, and I've layered the bottom with foil paper. Now the foil paper will allow this to sit on nicely and it doesn't stick. And once the steam goes up this steamer and condenses, it will have a layer of moisture to the bottom. That will help prevent it from sticking also. So great. Now that is done. Now let's start. Let's start with our vegetable one. So I've decided that the vegetable one will use the alkaline skin. So you get just about a small amount, maybe just about a tablespoon, and you place it in the center of this wrap. Then we get the moisture. We dip this in the water and we just roll it around the rim of this skin. Then we draw the center together. Okay, we squeeze it. Then the trick is to draw the sides inward. So basically you're trying to reduce the length, and you draw the length inward from both ends, starting from the center, and then you give it a squeeze every time you draw it in. Then the sides. Now complete. Now we have our first dumpling. Now we continue to do this until they both are filled. Let's try one with the chive dumpling. The chive dumpling is my favorite because of the chive flavor. It has this nice aroma to it. It's just different. I always grew up having the chive dumpling and never knowing what is chive at the time. But now, I mean, I love it. So again, we do the same. We draw the center together. Then we pull the edges in slowly, bit by bit, to create a nice little, I would say, an oval kind of a shape. and you squeeze the ends, so this will allow it to not separate. So I'll have one put to the bottom and the other one on the top, and then we'll set it to steam and we'll see how this turned out. Okay, I'll finish this and then we'll see you in a bit. Alright, now we've done wrapping all of our dumplings. As you can see, the two trays right here, one yellow and one white. So the white ones are chive and the yellow ones are the vegetable dumplings. So great, now we can set these in our steamer. We just stack them, and we have some water that is boiling ahead of time. We cover it. We just put this over the wok and allow the steam to boil and cook all of this. It takes about 10 minutes under high steam, and then we can take this out and try this. Ooh. But while this is cooking, I'll show you how to make two dipping sauce to go with these. Okay, while the dumplings are steaming, we'll make two dipping sauce. So in this one, to my right, I have a light soy sauce that is mixed with some sesame oil. Then we have on the left Worcestershire sauce. Now this will add some nice tanginess to our dumpling. So depending on which one you like, some people prefer one over the other. Maybe you can decide for yourself. Okay, now the sauce alone is not enough. We have some ginger. We need to slice some ginger thinly into both to add this refreshingness to this entire dish. Right? Now that they are sliced, we stack them and we give these a nice thin cut, as thin as you can get them. Great. So we have our ginger ready. So we add some to this, some to that. Of course, with the amount of dumplings that we have, we're able to get about 30 plus dumplings out of that mixture. I will add a little more soy sauce to that one, and I think that's enough ginger. We'll save these for next time. Good. Now they're good to go. Now we let them sit and marinate. And once the dumplings are ready, we'll try it. Okay, welcome back. Now that our dumplings are ready and steamed, I've actually let it run for 2 more minutes because these dumplings are slightly bigger than the traditional type. So we'll allow it to run to 12 minutes instead of 10 minutes. Now let's see how this looks. Ta-da! Wow, look at this. It's steaming. Now, as you can see, this one, when it's cooked, this is the alkaline skin compared to the Now the white one are the non-alkaline. So as you can see, they both look very different and their texture will also be very different. So let's give this a try. This is steaming hot. Now where should I start? Let's try this one because it's just in front of me. So it's close to me. I'll try these first. Now I'll try this with our soy sauce. We'll give it a dip in the soy sauce. By the way, I took this off the heat and allow it to sit for about 3 to 4 minutes before I open it and enjoy it. Ooh, this will be very hot. Be careful. Okay, moment of truth. Wow. This is exactly how I remember it to be. The chive just shines through the meat and the skin is nice and soft with some soy sauce taste to it. This is perfect. Look at the inside. I mean, everything is stuck together nicely. It's very soft and moist. Very hot. Very, very good. Now let's try the other one. These are placed too close together, it's stuck onto each other. Now I'll try these with the Worcestershire sauce. Also very hot. Totally different. A much milder flavor. You can taste the greenery from the vegetable. This one is totally different. Also very nice. Give you a nice contrast between the two. The skin on this is much more softer. This has a tougher texture to it. But they both are very nice. So you can try this for yourself and see which one you prefer more. Very nice. Now if you like chili, you can also cut some fresh chili into your sauce and add the spice to it. That's what I will do. But because some of my family members don't like spice, so I have to leave that out. But I'll make mine exclusively on the side. This is perfect. If you like what you see today, remember to subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. And if you are, make sure you hit the bell button to be notified every time when we update new videos. Now for our subscriber who has requested the dumpling recipe, I hope you try this and give us a comment on what you think, or anyone else who tried this. Leave us a comment. Let us know how it turned out and if you like it or you prefer one over the other. So until next time, we'll see you again. Bye now.